Here we go. Here we are again. Welcome everybody to our 12 days of Christmas. What even is today? Today's day, oh my gosh, today's 11, I think. I think today's day 11. Is it Wednesday? Right? 12 days of Christmas. Anyway, today is Wednesday, and this is our 12 days of Christmas, and we're so excited for everyone to join us. I'm going to slow roll this beginning a little bit. If you're here, let us know in the comments where you are joining us from. We would really appreciate that. We've been having such a great time this whole 10 days, 11 days so far. We've been doing our 12 days of Christmas, and we're really excited for you guys to join us again. We have a special today. Today we're going back old school with our special. So for those of you that have known CutterPillar for a long, long time, we are going back old school on our special for today. And it is a great one. You guys are going to love it, especially if you're paper crafters. Let us know in the comments where you guys are joining us from. Those of you that are joining us, Jack's going to click the comment button for me so we can see them. There we go. Good morning, Bethany. Welcome. Nice for you. Hopefully you're not freezing in Nashville again this morning like you were yesterday. Hopefully it's not snowing for you or anything like that. We're just thrilled for everybody to be here to join us. We're going to talk a little bit about, today's a little bit about for our paper crafters. So those of you who are paper crafters, let us know. CutterPillar has been around for 12 years now. Started in 2011, started with the original Pro paper trimmer. It's a little bit different than the one we have today, but it was made out of metal. It was so heavy and big and beautiful, and it stayed sharp forever. We still have people telling us how they still use it the same as they always have, which is so, so fantastic. So if you didn't hear what I mentioned as our special for today is our Pro paper trimmer. So you also get the tote bag with it. And I'm going to show you all the ins and outs of the tote bag and the paper trimmer here in just a minute. But our special today is the paper trimmer and the tote bag, the storage tote bag, both of them together in a bundle today for 25% off. So go to CutterPillar.com, and when you find this bundle, the paper trimmer with the tote bag, the Pro paper trimmer and tote bag, it's already going to be 25% off. Then, because we're still celebrating our 12 days of Christmas, you can use coupon code 12 days to get 15% off in addition to that 25% off. Crazy. But you can also get 15% off of anything on the site. We've been doing 12 days of Christmas now for 10 or 11 days. I can't keep track of what day we're on. What did you say? Seventh day. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to jump ahead. Today's the 7th day of Christmas. Oh yeah, because it only goes to 12. See, I have Christmas on the brain, you guys. I don't know how many of you were able to be here the last few days, but I have Christmas on the brain. I've been decorating for Christmas since September. I have 12 trees done in my house, which I know is crazy, but there's a good reason for it. Not just because I'm crazy and I love it so much, but good morning, Helen. Thank you for joining us from Iowa. I hope it is not freezing there as well. It's a little chilly here in Utah at the headquarters today, but not terrible. We haven't had a ton of snow yet, which is kind of nice. So I am going to go ahead and tell you about our Pro paper trimmer. As I was mentioning a little bit there, it is, we've been making these since 2011. It's gone through a few changes since then. Jack is behind the camera with me today. For those of you who know Jack, he was here at the ground floor designing all these paper trimmers. We might pull him in to say hi to everybody in a little bit. He's not ready for that, so I think that might be funny. So we might do that a little bit. Yeah, he's got to get ready for that. He's got to put his Spanx and makeup on, and then maybe we can get him to join us. But let me tell you the reason that our paper cutter is so awesome. There's a few reasons for it. First of all, it's a rotary cutting blade. So this rotary blade, Jack, if you want to flip, we can kind of show it like this. This is a rotating blade that's inside the cartridge right here. So rotary blades are a lot smoother than those slidey paper cutters. Those slidey paper cutters tend to just tear through the paper and they don't give a smooth cut. So rotary blades are a lot better. The better part about this one is most of the rotary cutters, you have that really weird spring-loaded top part where you have to push down really hard to get it to go. Ours has a gear mechanism in it. There is a gear track inside the bar, and there's gears inside the cartridge here. And the gears are what rotates that blade. So you don't have to do that pushing. The mechanism does the rotation for you. I like to compare it to like a tile saw or a power saw where you're just kind of gliding it. You're not doing the effort. So it's not your energy that's being expelled. It's also inside this little cartridge. So it is super, super safe. Our joke around the office is like, you can let kids use it. You can let husbands use it. You can let anybody else use it. I showed my 7-year-old grandson how to use this paper cutter one day, and he started cutting everything in the house that he could find. We have little cut pieces of old phone books. We had cut pieces of napkins. We had cut pieces of everything he could find because it's super safe for him to use. It's also got 2 different grades of steel. So you've got a hardened steel and a softer steel. So when it's running against itself, it's kind of like when you're sharpening your knife in the kitchen. Those, I don't know what those sticks are called when you go to sharpen your knives, but whatever that's called, it's kind of like that. So when you're running it against itself and it's metal on metal, it helps keep that blade sharp. So we like to say that they are self-maintaining blades. Rarely, if ever, do you have to replace these. I met Jack, I don't remember what year it was, 8 years ago, I think, at a trade show in the paper crafting world. And I was floored by the paper cutter. So I got one back then. I have never, ever changed my blade. And I don't get to craft every single day like I wish I could, but I have never changed my blade. 8 years and it is still going strong. I pull that thing out every time I need it, and it is like it's brand new. So you're able to continue to cut forever and ever on this. Then there's one other reason that this paper trimmer is so, so special. So when you are cutting your pieces out, we have this LED light bar right here. This light bar will illuminate your cut line. So you can see, hopefully we can see that in the, let's turn it the other way. Hold on, let me tip it up this way. You can see that light will shine through there. So you can see exactly where you're making your cut. So when you have to cut your headers off of your papers all of the time, you try to measure that out, but you never quite get it right. But when you are doing that on top of here, because that light shines through, you can see exactly where you're trying to cut, and you can cut that super easy. Now, going back to the way the mechanism works, the rotation works, and how it stays so sharp, because of all that, you can cut down super, super skinny. I like to cut towards myself. You can cut in either direction, whichever is more comfortable for you. I tend to go towards myself a lot easier than I do far away from myself. But you can cut in either direction, and you can cut down to about 1/64 of an inch. So if you need to get super tiny, let's say you're matting your photos, you're matting your cards, you do something off center by just a little bit. What do you usually do? You go get your scissors, you try to cut that to just trim it off just a tiny little bit. And if you are like me at all, that is never straight. That always makes the problem worse. You kind of cut angled, or you kind of swerve around a little, and then you're trying to cut the other sides, and pretty soon you have to throw the mat away because you can't get it right. With this and this light, you can line that up so perfectly. And you can trim that down easily this way. Use the light, use the measurements, super easy. So our Pro trimmer is our full base trimmer. The measurements here go out to 12.5. So you've got a 15-inch base. And so you can use your full 12 by 12 paper. We do make a portable trimmer as well, and that is available on our website at that 15% off if you use that coupon 12 days if you prefer the smaller one. But the thing that I love, this one is my favorite one because I like that full base. That full base makes my whole paper right here on the top. I don't have to swing the arm out. I can make sure that everything is solid, and I can just cut right on top of here. That's my favorite. So you've also got on your base, you've got your grid on the base, which is super cool because there's hash marks here. So every solid line is 1/2 of an inch, and every hash mark is 1/4 of an inch. So you can measure all the way down. So make sure that your paper is butted up at the top. If you need to go down to 9 inches or whatever measurement you're cutting, you can line that up all the way down because you can see all of those hash marks. You're not guessing. So you can do all of that. One other feature that this Pro trimmer has that I have loved over the last 8 years at my house, it does have a storage drawer. So in your storage drawer here, you can see you can store your paper, you can store the projects you're working on. Then underneath the 12 by 12 paper, it has an extra little divot right here. I used to hide, my kids aren't at home anymore, but I used to hide cash in here. I'm just showing you. I used to hide my cash in here when my kids were in high school because inevitably, tell me if this happens with you guys, your kids find your cash. And I used to hide it in there because they weren't allowed to touch my stuff. So they never found the cash. So I could keep cash for myself. I also use it for hiding Halloween candy after the grandson trick-or-treats because it's the perfect size for those little mini chocolate bars. So you can steal all the Twixes. You can hide them all here. And then the grandkids are like, where did they go? And you just, but they're in your paper trimmer. So you can, because you got a snack when you're crafting, right? So this is the Pro paper trimmer. So this is on sale today in the bundle at 25% off. Just go to CutterPillar.com and find that for 25% off. Make sure you use your coupon 12 days to get that extra 15% off. And that extra 15% off is for anything on the site. So you can add that 15% off to any of the products that are on the site today as well. We also have a lot of bigger bundles available. So make sure you check out the bundles that are already on sale too, And you can stack that 15% off with the other bundles. Because if you're waiting to outfit your craft room, now's the time to do it because all that stuff is on sale. So with the Pro Trimmer, this other thing that I adore that you are getting with your Pro Trimmer is the tote bag that comes with it. So let me just show you that tote bag. So here you go. So you have this boxy tote bag that is padded all the way around, which is so fantastic. Oh, there's Velcro stuck on my sweater. Look at that. Okay, so you've got your full. The thing that's so great about it is it's a boxy bag, so it comes up all the way around your paper trimmer, so it keeps it nice and safe and secure in here. So you stick that in here. And you use these, I call them seat belts. I don't know what we call them, Jack. Do you call them seat belts? I call them seat belts. And then you can put your cartridge blade right in between the two seat belts. And so it's not going to slip around. You're not going to hear it sliding all over the place when you are traveling or storing your paper cutter. And the other thing that is so fantastic about this is because it's so boxy and because this arm doesn't fold down, it stays up like this. It's so boxy. Look at all this extra space in here. You can add all of your extra projects and everything right in here because these trimmers are made so well. They can take extra projects sitting right on top. You can put your dies in here. You can put your paper in here. You can put your markers in here. You can put anything like that right in here. And you can take all of it to the crop or to the class that you're doing. It also has this full mesh pocket in the lid. So with this full mesh pocket here, I love that it's mesh. I don't know about you guys, but I love that it's mesh because you can see what's in here. I try to organize my craft room all the time. I try to organize when I go to crops and events, and I always put things in all the pockets. And when you can't see, you forget what's in there. You don't remember what you've got. It does give you an excuse to buy more stuff, but you never know what's in there. So you can fill this full of all of your stuff. Again, your dies, your projects, anything like that right in there. It's got 2 zippers so that you can make sure that that is fully zipped all the way around. It comes with a padded briefcase handles with the Velcro that gets stuck on your sweater from time to time. So be careful about that. And then it also comes with a padded shoulder strap. So with this shoulder strap, which is really, it's an amazing padded shoulder strap. You can carry it either on your shoulder or on the briefcase handles. The other part that is so great is it has this little tab on the back right here. And this tab that goes all the way across the back is here so that you can slide it on your suitcase or your rolly cart or your wagon or anything like that when you are going to those events, when you're going to the classes or the crops or anything like that. So unbelievable deal today on our Pro Paper Trimmer Bundle. It is 25% off right now at CutterPillar.com. Add that coupon code 12 days to make sure that you get that extra 15% off. And I will tell you guys, I've been in the paper crafting world for about 20 years now. I've worked for all kinds of manufacturers and other retail locations and things like that. And I have tried every single paper trimmer that is out there. I have tried them all from all of the factories, all the manufacturers that we don't need to name because it doesn't matter anymore because this is the last paper trimmer you're ever going to need. I had a little paper trimmer bonfire at my house after I got my first CutterPillar 8 years ago. It smelled really bad, so I don't really recommend doing that with all that plastic. But it has been such a great thing to be able to have this. Now, a couple more things about the trimmer that I want you to keep in mind. It will cut up to about 100-pound cardstock. So if you're looking to use it as a book binding chipboard cutter, do not do that. It will not cut that. It is meant for precision. And because it is so smooth and it cuts so accurately, it's not a bulk cutter. So, but this right here is our 100-pound cardstock. It will cut right through this, the same as it will cut through the 65-pound pattern cardstock. It'll cut straight through that, no issues at all. You just want to make sure that your paper is butted up against your ruler here. And then the other thing that you do need to keep in mind is the cartridge blade here has a little bit of give in it. So it moves away from your stationary blade by just a little bit. So there's little ridges on the side. You want to make sure that you're pushing inward just slightly because you want to make sure that it's metal on metal when you are cutting. If it pulls away, it's not going to cut straight and it's not going to cut smooth. So you want to make sure that you're pushing in just slightly, not hard, just slightly. And then you're going to get a super accurate cut right there. So today only, because it's the 7th day of our 12 days of Christmas, because Jack reminded me of that because I forgot what day it was. Go to CutterPillar.com. Get that special on this bundle, the paper trimmer and the tote bag for it for 25% off. Use that additional coupon code, that extra 15% off. And this is the day to do it, guys. This is the day to do it. This is the one that you can leave out if you have the space. You can just leave it on your desktop to use all the time. If you're worried about space, I can understand you might be a little worried about space because it does seem a little bit big and bulky. We've included the tote bag for you so that you can slip that in there and you can put that away on a shelf. You can put it under your table. You can make sure that that's stored away. If you guys have any questions at all, go ahead and stick those in the comments. We'll be happy to answer those. Yes, Bethany is a quilter and a sewer mostly, and she uses this to trim down her patterns. So if you're a quilter or a sewer out there and not necessarily a paper crafter, this is great for everything. The other thing that I love to use this for, or I used to love to use this for, when you have your children that would bring home the photos from school that are all butted up against each other, you try to cut those out to give them to the grandmas or the aunts or the uncles or anybody to stick them in their wallets. I don't know if they do that anymore with our phones, but when you used to do that, this LED light will shine through so you can see exactly where to cut those photos out. So you can get an accurate cut. See that shadow right there? That's where you know that you're going to be doing your cutting. It's an amazing, amazing paper trimmer, you guys. And like I said, I got mine when I met Jack at a show 8 years ago. And it made me come work with CutterPillar. I'll tell you that. I've been working for 20 years now in the crafting world, mostly in paper crafting, the last 7 years here at CutterPillar. And it's what brought me here and it's what kept me here. And I threw out every other paper trimmer I had. This is the one, you guys. If you have been waiting to get this paper trimmer, this is the time to do it. You get the trimmer and the tote bag together today, day 7, 12 days of Christmas, 25% off. It is also an additional 15% off if you add that coupon code 12 days. It is amazing. Like, what a deal, you guys. Today is it. I don't know if we have any other comments or questions. I will answer if we have any. Thank you, Marion. We love it. Thank you, Lindsay. We appreciate it, you guys. Thank you all for joining us today. Make sure to come back tomorrow. We have another special on our 12 days of Christmas for tomorrow. We will be here at 9 a.m. Mountain Time again. I am Melody, and I am here at CutterPillar headquarters. And we really appreciate you guys joining us. We will see you again tomorrow. Thanks so much.